Example 2. Make a bar graph of the preferred communication variable in exercise 1. Does it make sense to describe the distribution as symmetric or skewed? And what is the best measure of central tendency for this set? So, if we look back at the information that we have, preferred communication, we had 4 options: in-person, Facebook, cell phone, and text message. There is no particular order that those have to go in. So I'm just going to arbitrarily decide I'm going to do them in alphabetical order. So it looks like cell phone comes first in alphabetical order, and I'm going to just declare that we have 3 boxes at a time. Remember, bar graphs do not necessarily have to touch each other, not like histograms. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of space for my next bar, which F comes before I, so that would be Facebook. And then in person. And then finally text messaging. So my setup here is actually pretty incomplete. We also have to say what we are measuring. We are measuring preferred communication. And we also have to scale our y-axis here. We have to say how much we're counting by and what we're counting. And we are counting the number of respondents who said that they preferred this. And let's count by ones. Just to be safe. So counting up the number of people who said that they preferred a cell phone, that was 1, 2. So our cell phone, we'll use our straight edge to get a nice bar. And remember, the eye can be easily tricked. So that's part of why I wanted to make sure that all of my bars have the same width, so that if you have something that's taller but skinnier, it actually technically means that it takes up less area and it tricks your eye into thinking that it's not as big as it should be, or it's bigger than it should be. Facebook, only one person said that they preferred Facebook as their primary means of communication. In person was 1, 2, 3. And finally, text messaging, 4 people preferred that as their best method of communication. So that is the graph that I made. Not necessarily the only graph, because remember, there is no particular order that these have to go in. I could have put the Facebook first, the cell phone second, in-person third, and text messaging fourth to make it look like it was all rising. I just arbitrarily decided that I was going to put these in alphabetical order. So because there is no single order that we have to use for these, that means it doesn't make sense to describe this as symmetric or skewed. Because we can change the order as we want, we can change the shape of the distribution. Again, it does not make sense to describe this as symmetric or skewed. And so, what's going to be our best measure of central tendency? Well, if symmetric goes with the mean and skewed goes with the median, and we can't use symmetric or skewed, we can't use the mean or median, for categorical data, the mode ends up being the best measure of center. And that was example 2.